Awe, and welcome back to part 3 in Ash Malkav's journey to give Caesar the Mojave. Today, we're continuing our journey to Primm in search of the Mojave Express, and more specifically, our boss, Johnson Nash. We were going to let him know that we lost the platinum poker chip that we were supposed to deliver to Freeside, which is just an area outside of New Vegas. Now, if you remember, according to our contract, come hell or high water, we're responsible for the contents of that package, or else we get more than just a pink slip. Now, before we get going and arrive at Primm, I am going to mention that I took some time, about 3 hours or so, and did some level grinding, so now we are actually at level 13. This is not something that's necessary for every playthrough, but it's something of my own personal preference. So I bumped up our melee skills, our lock picking, repair, and some medicine. So the way I did that was I ended up just going around getting some more of the common enemies, things like scorpions, coyotes, bloat flies, and of course some of the wandering powder gangers. However, I did take advantage of the area directly behind Good Springs, which is loaded with enough cazadors that pretty much build their own little iron curtain to prevent any fast traveling to New Vegas right off the bat. I had to use pretty much guerrilla tactics and pulling off a few little sneaky sneaks, but everything went pretty smooth, as Benny would say, a baby kitten. Sorry. But that's all in the past, so onward we go. And as we saw from that sign, down there is Primm, but let's see if we can't scavenge through this shack over here. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
They killed it!
And as you can see, we just got the Lord Death perk. We get that for killing 200 enemies, which I did. Again, a lot of bugs, a lot of bloat flies, and waiting for them to respawn. And of course, that gives us a little advantage over surprisingly killing things. You know, I said consequences again, like it's a negative thing, but even though his name is taboo among the Legion, I have to credit Joshua Graham with his little quote of saying that we can't expect God to do all the work. Although, unlike Joshua Graham, I freely admit that I like cleansing the Mojave, especially of trash like that. Weapon repair kit, definitely gonna need that. And here we have a Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle cap. Let's get that. First, let's get some of that ammunition so we can add some more caps to our pocket. I know the famous song from here is Spurs That Jingle Jangle, but I'm pretty sure it's bottle caps. Kind of wondering how everyone's pants don't just fall down. And we were told that the NCR is patrolling this road, which, judging by all the potholes, enemies, things like that, yeah, I'd believe it. Oh, here we go. What we're gonna do is set this off here. And let the environment do the work for us. Oh. Again, this will get us a nice little profit. Remember, dead people don't need stim packs anymore. Or really anything. Powder ganger armor is just not worth the wait. Here we go. Got a letter. The note reads, not many patrols out here lately, which means not much loot. Our crew is thinking we should make a move soon. Follow the tracks up north, head towards the strip. You in? Ain't on the chain gang anymore, but we still gotta stick together. Great. If you ever get lost, one of the ways you can travel is by train track. Now, of course, do not do that in real life. You will get hit by a train eventually, but obviously nothing is running here anymore. But it pretty much takes you anywhere you need to go. Really, the only thing you have to worry about that point is death claws. And unlike 4, which I do enjoy 4, the burned man walks. The death claws are not soft in this game. You could get to the top level, which I believe is level 50 with all the DLCs, and you're still just gonna make a run for it. And Los Angeles still looks the same. Especially with all the just like the smog and radiation. Oy. Now, if we get our survival up eventually, we do get a perk, which I am definitely going to take, called the Animal Friend perk. And that keeps animals like coyotes, night stalkers, little geckos from attacking you. And especially if you end up doing the Old World Blues DLC, it comes in handy. That, and I just don't like killing animals. I know, again, controversial here on this channel. And man, I know it's the NCR, but their flag is so badass. And same with their ranger armor. They win that. Just the two-headed bear is just neat.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Primm is off limits.
What's going on in Primm?
Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. Everyone inside is either dead or in hiding. What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. You'd be safer heading back up to Good Springs.
Shouldn't you be protecting the town or something?
We'd love to, but they don't fall under NCR jurisdiction. Even if they did, we're in no shape to protect them.
Oh, surprising. Why can't you protect them?
We don't have the equipment to take out the convicts. And even if we did, we need some extra hands for backup. You should talk to Lieutenant Hayes. He's in a tent down the road. Just stay on the west side of the overpass if you don't want to get shot.
Okay, well, thanks. So, the NCR is just chilling here. They just said, hey, convicts are here. You know, so the NCR is just doing its normal thing. And we will thank him for that warning, even though we have discovered that getting shot in the head with the 9mm does not do much to stop us. Either we are just that lucky, or our skull is just extra thick. Let's go talk to Hayes.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
Good. Here he is.
I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. What's your business?
What are you doing out here?
We were sent out here to hold back the tide of convicts from the correctional facility. As you can probably tell, we aren't doing the kind of job we could be doing.
I mean, this is the normal job I see from you guys, but what's the problem with your mission?
The mission isn't a problem. The problem is with supplies. The convicts are better armed and organized than our intel initially suggested. I'm trying to get some reinforcements here, maybe some guns with some firepower, but shit. Things are just going slow.
Your government tax dollars at work. Okay, so tell me about the correctional facility.
Most people just call it NCRCF. That's NCR Correctional Facility. A little bit ago, the convicts there staged a coup. Killed the guards that weren't able to escape. And I've been ransacking the area since then.
Do you have any information on the convicts?
Not much. They've taken to calling themselves powder gangers. mostly because they've taken to using the explosives meant to clear boulders as weapons. They got organized faster than I would have thought, most of them at least. Thankfully, the small group in town here seem to have split off from the main force, so they aren't getting anything in the way of support.
Well, they aren't getting anything in the way of problems or resistance from you guys either. I have some other questions.
I have some free time. Ask away.
What's the New California Republic?
Where do you come from that you haven't heard of the NCR? Never mind, it doesn't matter much. If you haven't heard of us, you must not be from the Legion. Put simply, the NCR is the greatest nation currently functioning.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me more about the NCR?
Sure can. The NCR was founded from the survivors of one of the Great Vaults. We started as a small settlement called Shady Sands. We now consist of 5 states that make up the greatest nation since the Great War.
And there's our tie-in to Fallout 1 and 2. They do descend from the first Vault Dweller. What is the Legion? You know, again, we're just getting information here.
Caesar's Legion. A bunch of degenerate slavers led by a madman who calls himself Caesar. Every one of them is a barbarian to the last. I've even heard one of their leaders, the Legate or something, goes around with a human skull on his head. Savages to the last.
Well, sir, all humans have a human skull on their head. Why is the NCR interested in the desert? In this desert?
Well, it's no secret. Our interest here is twofold. First, we want to remain in control of Hoover Dam. It supplies the Republic with power and is a source of fresh water. Second, we want to prevent the Legion from advancing across the Colorado River and endangering the home states.
Well, you know, keep in mind that California really doesn't have that much in the way of water when it comes to supplying their population, especially if they're from, you know, Shady Sands, which is going to be desert region. But anyway, they want to expand, but they're having a lot of issues doing so. So that's it for now.
Goodbye.
Of course, we are going to save, because I don't trust autosaves.
Evening.
Evening. So we can kind of tell from here that the way is littered with mines, so we are going to run up to them and then disarm them real quick and then take them. The key is don't overshoot. Ah, like that. Let's take a stim pack. Explosives do cut through pretty quick. It's shocking, yes. Alright, let's do some exploring before we go right to the Mojave Express. I do see it over there. Deputy Beagle's residence. Let's check it out. So all this is marked as owned, but we don't know who this guy is, so that means it's mine. Nothing that we need. Did I see a bottle cap? Nope. Oh, let's open this up. As you can see, our lock-picking skill is now at 40. Okay, just more of your basics. Yeah. Oh, that sounded nice. Turn off that radio real fast. Oh. The old lost their heads in a crisis scenario. Happens to the best of us. Well, I'm still gonna go take all their stuff because the path to glory is paved with other people's things. It's a known fact. Oh, that's a jawbone. Someone needs to come in here and clean this up. Unless they were the people that used to come and clean it up. And I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Pilot light. Okay. Well, I'm not going to sleep in the bed with you guys. I'm just not into that. But, peace out. Ooh, a dumpster. All right. Let's... Oh, here are some baddies. Oh. Yeah, we don't need that steady. We're not going to be using it. It's better like for shotguns, things like that. Have over here? Oh, Mojave. Oh, Daniel. Let's see what he's got. Looks like he was also shot in the head. See what he has. Let's see what his manifest was. Okay, bonus upon completion, 250 caps. Manifest, 2 oversized dice composed of fuzzy material. Oh, God. Number one, I hope we're getting dental, because 250 caps is nothing. And poor Danny boy, at least I got something kind of classy. He got pimp car accessories. Of damaged iRobot. This is an advanced model robot with a reinforced frame. It is well weathered and appears to have seen a good bit of action. There is very little in the way of serious damage. Let's try to fix it. Some servos and gyroscopes need to be recalibrated and replaced, but it looks as though the robot can be repaired. 65 or higher. Let's leave it alone. Let's see what my repair is at. Oh, repair's at 60. Okay, I'm pretty sure I still have a Fix-It magazine. Fixing things. Okay. Let's fix him. And here we have our first companion, Eddie. Now, I will give you a heads up. I will probably be accidentally calling him Edie. And the reason for that is I think it's because I played Mass Effect 2 the first time I played this game. And they do have a robot character there named Edie. So I will correct myself whenever I say it, but I'm sure a slip is going to happen with Eddie. And he has given us the Enhanced Sensors perk, which actually ups our perception. And we can actually spot enemies on the map that are cloaked, which is going to be handy against Nightkin, things like that. So this is my boss's house that I am currently raiding. I do like that they give us a little programmer's guide or fixing things, just to give us a little advantage of fixing Eddie. Eddie is one of my favorites, along with him and Rex. All right. Oh, before I forget, we can now ship things to Good Springs. Okay, let's go check in the casino.
I don't know what it was brought you to Primm, youngster, but you might want to rethink your plans. Town's gone to hell.
Who are you?
Johnson Nash is my name. Husband to Ruby Nash. Lived in Primm going on 8 years now, thick and thin. I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave Express outpost.
I'm a courier with the Mojave Express. This is our boss.
Well, I don't got any work right now, sorry to say.
I lost a package I was supposed to deliver.
I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order you can show me?
What can you tell me about this job?
Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That job had strange written all over it, but we couldn't turn down the caps.
What was strange about it?
That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Pair of dice, chess piece, that kind of stuff. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. Guess it was just your chip that didn't make it. First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the divide skins him alive. Well, that's where you came in.
So, 2 things. A robot cowboy. Who do we know who's a robot cowboy? Victor. Where was he? In Good Springs, where we got shot. And second, him mentioning the divide. We call that foreshadowing, but we don't know that. He canceled?
Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was for real. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job, just like that. I asked if he was sure it was good money. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojave'd sort you out or something. Then he just up and walked out.
Do you know who he was, where he went?
No idea. Sounds like you two had a history for him to act like that. And turn down the money, too. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad luck. Not for me to say.
He's leaving out the fact that all he did was talk about bears and bulls in history. So, Cowboy Robot? You mean the one over there?
Nope. Different fella. Bigger. Had himself a face on a screen. And he talked more like you or me.
Well, I think Victor's gonna have some explaining to do, but we might as well come clean now. Some men stole my package. I'm not gonna laugh. A man in a checkered suit and some thugs. Did they pass this way?
Well, now that you mention it, a few nights back, one of the townies was out scavenging for supplies. He said he saw a fellow with a daisy suit come through with some of them Great Con misfits. They was talking about a chip.
One of those men shot me. I need to know the best way to get to them.
Well, for that, your best bet is going to be talking to Deputy Beagle. Since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit of notes on them, and he was slinking around Bison Steve when your pretty boy friend came through. He may have heard where they were going.
Okay. Well, that was quite a bit of news we just got. So let's kind of ask him about more things. I'd like to ask you about something else.
I guess I don't have anywhere better to be.
Where can I get information? Well, he already told us from Deputy Beagle. I want to ask some more about the delivery I was supposed to make.
Sure, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay, looks like we can't ask him anything new.
Yourself shot.
You know, a lot of people are saying that, and it's kind of making me nervous.
You got that old robot up and running again? How's it working out for you?
I have some questions about Eddie.
That beat-up old pile of bolts? What do you want to know?
Where did it come from?
The courier dropped it off a little bit ago. I'd hoped to get it up and running for some courier work, but never could get it running.
That'd be an adorable delivery. Any idea what I should do with it?
Not a bit. I imagine there must be some people around curious about that kind of technology.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'd like to ask you about something else.
I guess I don't have anywhere.
So, I have some questions about Primm.
Well, I'll answer what I can.
We already know where the courier office is. And what happened to Primm?
Let's see. Been tough around here for a good while now. Worse since them thugs kidnapped our deputy. It started with the breakout from the prison up the road. First there was just a few thugs rolling through town, but then they got organized. Now they call themselves powder gangsters or something, and run around throwing dynamite and shooting people. A little while ago, a good chunk of them left whatever kind of organization they got up there to squeeze all the food and drink out of us they could.
Wow. So, again, thank you, NCR. I have some more questions about Primm. What's at Vicky and Vance, which is where we are right now?
That's where we are.
Oh.
This here little casino brought some cash and bodies into the town before them powder gangsters came in. Now, they can't rush us without eating a good bit of hot lead, but we are in a kind of box canyon. Guess this is a fitting place for that as any. I reckon that if they thought hard enough about it, they'd realize they got more bodies than we have bullets. But for now, we're safe enough in here.
For a while, I'm sure. So, you know what? I think we'll leave it at that. Goodbye.
Don't go getting yourself shot.
Again, I wish people wouldn't say that. Where is that radio? Ah, well. Let's take a quick look at this here. Vance's gun. This 9mm submachine gun preserved in the glass case to the left of this plaque is the actual weapon Vance carried in a paper-wrapped box under some suitcases in the trunk of his car during his and Vicky's crime spree. Never fired and luckily untouched by the hail of bullets that ended its notorious owner's life. The weapon's mint condition inspires dread in all who might look upon it. Experts speculate that Vance might have killed as many as 50 people had he ever fired the gun, so long as his aim was exact and he was starting off with a full clip. Or even more if he had additional ammo clips and remembered to reload.
Howdy.
Okay. Vance's outfits. These mannequins display replicas of some of the clothing that was found in the trunk of Vicky and Vance's death car. Vance didn't share Vicky's sense of fashion and chose to dress himself how he envisioned a gangster would dress. Poor guy. Oh, there's that radio. Let me just turn that off real fast. No, there was one of them. Vicky's outfits. These replica outfits show just how conscious Vicky was of the styles of the period. Vicky was well known for her sense of fashion, and her fixation on expensive clothing was thought to be one of the reasons the pair chose a life of crime. We've all been there, Vicky. It's fine. Oh, and who do we have here?
Hey there.
Again, a personal favorite character. One of mine. Primm Slim.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum.
Who are you?
Primm Slim at your service. Authentic cowpoke and official spokesspot of the Vicky and Vance Casino and Museum. Yeehaw!
I love him. Did you know that Vance's gun is missing?
Just mosey on over to the display case and you'll see it plain as day. Quite a piece, that gun. Mint condition, never fired.
Yeah, we read about it. The display case is empty. The gun is missing.
Have you gone loco, partner? I can see the gun with my own 3 photo sensors from where I'm standing right now.
It looks like he has a corrupt file. that we cannot do. All right, so who were Vicky and Vance?
Where have you been, partner? Hiding under a rock? Vicky and Vance were this nation's fourth or maybe fifth most infamous celebrity outlaw couple ever. That's who they was. Primm Slim here can tell you the whole story, if you can spare a minute to hear the tale.
Sure, tell me the whole story of Vicky and Vance.
Yahoo! I ain't had a chance to tell their tale in a mess of years. First things first, any bosh you've heard about Vicky and Vance being copycats ain't nothing but ill-tempered slander. Fact is, they begun their crime spree 2 days before Bonnie and Clyde robbed their first bank. So who was copying who? Now, true, Vicky and Vance didn't exactly cut a wide swath of murder and bank robbery across the central U.S. like Bonnie and Clyde did. It was more like a narrow swath of shoplifting, check cashing fraud, and gas pump drive-offs. But crime is crime. They drove reckless, too. Having lived by the gun, well, Vance owned one anyway, it was only fitting that the duo of desperados would die by the gun. Perhaps it was fate itself that accidentally drove them into a crossfire between police and a gang of bank robbers in Plano, Texas. Or maybe they just didn't notice until it was too late. It's been said that Vicky would have tried to cash a bad check in that bank, had she lived. We'll never know for sure. All we know is that the crossfire tore the car and both occupants to pieces, and the police issued an official apology. You can put your eyes on the genuine death car just over yonder, and there's Vance's machine gun in the case next to it.
He is so wholesome. I wish I had my own Primm Slim. Okay, so we already know about this place. We can't do anything with that gun because we don't have a high enough science.
Happy trails, partner.
Here's just the residence. These people are just waiting.
Howdy.
Hello.
Evening.
Oh,
Hello there. What brings you to Primm?
who are you?
I'm Ruby Nash. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My husband and I are Primm long-timers. He fancies himself a trader, and I know my way around a kitchen.
What do you cook?
My specialty is a rad scorpion venom casserole. It's more appetizing than it sounds. The venom has a sharp, smoky flavor, and it numbs your mouth so fierce you'll forget you ever had a tongue. It's perfectly safe, long as you don't have sores in your mouth for the venom to find your blood, 'cause that'll kill you dead.
I usually nibble on the inside of my lips, so I would personally be dead, even though that does sound pretty good. I'd like some of that rad scorpion venom casserole.
Does sound good, don't it? How many rad scorpion glands you got?
I don't have any.
Guess you'll be needing to find some, huh? Come back when you do.
This game is not afraid to just make you feel like a chump. So, I need to get going.
Bye.
Okay, so we spoke to our boss. It looked like he had bigger things to worry about than my package. So what we have to do now is go find Deputy Beagle. And according to him, he is in the Bison Steve Lucky Casino. So when we next meet, we will go invade that casino and try to find Deputy Beagle and continue our mission to find the men who shot us. And we also now have a new friend, so luckily it's not going to be as lonely in the Mojave now. And on that, we will leave it. Later days, everyone.